What's up? I want to show off my Zelda game today. Where it's a remake of the first Legend of Zelda using the general art style of the Game Boy Color Legend of Zelda games and made in Godot engine, the latest version 4.7. And it's going pretty well. So if I zoom out here, you can kind of tell if you've played the first Legend of Zelda. This is the map from the first Legend of Zelda. It is tile for tile the map from the first Legend of Zelda. And I just went through and drew mountains and trees and grass and water the way I feel like it would look in one of the Game Boy games. You know? The art is called the Awakening tile set. I will put a link to the creator's page in the description. It was on itch.io for like $5, and it contains pretty much everything you see. All of the overworld sprites. There's dungeon sprites. Look at that. Look at all this. And the enemies and such. A lot of good stuff. So I've been using those to prototype. And honestly, the actual design of Zelda just to prototype. I don't know if there's something that I feel comfortable releasing as is. Like, none of this design is mine. This is more so a personal study of what it takes to make a Zelda game. I kind of just wanted to feel out what features were already in the NES version and how the later top-down Zelda games improved upon them, and like what is the bare minimum you need to make just a Legend of Zelda. And honestly, just using stuff from the first Zelda game, that's a huge chunk of what's used for everything else. Like, it doesn't have any like overarching quest or storyline. It's kind of just get the items you need and get to the next place. Kind of how Metroidvanias are described. But it was so great on their first attempt. This has been giving me a new appreciation of the original game. Anyway, a lot left I need to do. Right now I have a good amount of the overworld complete, but also a good amount of it untouched. Like, this whole forest area, I want to have that tall grass that you walk through and you kind of ruffle through and you can cut it. So all the little blades of grass you see under that are just the tiles that you will find underneath. I want more grass and bushes and rocks you can pick up all over the place, honestly. Like, I don't need to adhere to the exact tiles that were used in the NES version, because it's kind of boring. There's still some enemies for the overworld I'm missing. I have all of the caves in, like all the secrets. So they're all present. You can go into all of them. But if I walk into here, I'm going to get stuck, because as soon as you leave, that bush regenerates and traps me. So, you know, still some things to work on. I can, if I were to make an uncommented walkthrough here and I avoided all the things that I know were incomplete, then this would look pretty complete. But that's not what this is about. I just haven't made any videos in a hot minute, and I want to show what has been my main project for the last year or so. I've been working on it like at least I want to say like once a week, and then sometimes there'll be weeks where I'm working on it every day, and then sometimes there'll be full months where I don't touch it. Maybe a few times have been several months where I haven't touched it, but it's getting done. It's getting closer. That just dropped two. I think that just means there are two levers overlapping. All the enemies are kind of basic. Like, these guys jumping looks weird when they take knockback, or their death animations play on the ground instead of the air. These Octoroks shoot rocks way more often than they should, I think. And like sometimes when you hit them, they'll like panic fire a rock. So incomplete. I just kind of got their basic states in and called it a day. There's a lot of things here that I just kind of got in really quickly and moved on to the next thing. But it'll all get done. And yeah, I think I already mentioned, probably not going to release this, but in some form, I want to release the source code to this engine. Like, I feel like I want to use Zelda 1 as the base to add all the features, and then kind of just remix it to have my own world, and maybe don't use as derivative art or something. We'll see. Right now it's just like, can I implement all the features? And slowly but surely, yes I will. Sometimes I lose my train of thought because it does feel kind of good to just walk around and hit these things. I only added the sound effects for like enemies getting hit and killed, and like the inventory and stuff like that. I only added the sounds like yesterday, which has kind of revitalized my want to show off this project, because it feels the difference it makes of just having sound effects cannot be overstated. Yeah, if there's anything that you see that you're like, oh, I kind of want to like peek at the code or just see what the thought process was, let me know, because I do kind of want to start making videos on this. There's a lot of things that like I developed and I'm like, oh, this will be a good video, and then I just moved on to the next major feature, and I have forgotten the amount of work that has gone into this project already. But you know, like, we got the room sizes are the same as Zelda 1, but the camera scrolls so that the it's as zoomed in as it is on the Game Boy games. I think that's kind of neat. Inventory is mostly there. Like, usually in the Oracle games, it'll show a little description if you hover over an item long enough. I didn't add that yet, but you know, it's almost there. You saw at the beginning when I got the sword, we have dialogue boxes. You can say yes or no. That's kind of just, he just says want a sword, and you can say yes or no. I'm gonna change that back to it's dangerous to go alone or whatever. But I was just adding dialogue choices so that I can have a yes or no option when you're selecting items from a shop. I don't have shops yet, but I've got everything else that's needed to add shops. Items, like I can add in items pretty quickly now, but I've got the basics that you can get in the overworld before visiting a dungeon. I'm not touching any dungeons until this whole overworld is complete. I don't know if I already mentioned that in this video. This is actually my third take taking this video because the game sound effects are way too loud over my voice, and I'm just repeating stuff from memory. Yeah, anything that's interesting, you can let me know in the comments and I'll make a video. You can go to the playlist of my development streams that I've been doing for this. A massive chunk of this project was made offline but a good amount of the cool things were made online. So check those out. And stay tuned if you want to see some of that in the future, because I will be doing some more of that in the future. Or I'll just be making these random rambling videos, because these are kind of fun too. Yeah, I don't know. One more time, here's the whole overworld. Pretty cool. Still working on a couple blank spaces here, but whatever. Here's all the caves. I only got NPCs in a couple of them. Oh, I didn't show that guy. I mean, it's a very, very minor thing. But, if you go here, and if I had money, he would take my money. Bad example, because I forgot to grab rupees before I walked in here, but just another NPC. That's in Zelda, the guy who scams you. Yeah. I think you've heard enough. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.